Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited to do this video because it's something that I've been kind of testing out for a while now, and it is going to be kind of a dupe detective video to see if the NYX HD Studio Foundation is a dupe for the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. Now, I am admittedly a huge fan of the Makeup Forever foundation, and it is not cheap by any means. It is $43, which is really pricey, but the product is very nice. It is definitely one of my favorite foundations across the price spectrum, and it just plays really nicely with my combo skin, and they just have such a huge shade range that there really is something for everybody. Now, to follow up these Ultra HD foundations, they did eventually put out the Ultra HD concealers, which have just as large of a color selection and really do have a full coverage concealer formula that's really awesome whether you are trying to cover up problem areas or just brighten the skin. Now, last year when I went to IMATS, if you watched my video, you would have seen this at the very end when I showed you my small haul, but I picked up the HD Studio Foundation from NYX, and I picked up their HD Concealer as well. Now, I specifically picked these up not only because I needed some more like drugstore concealers for my tutorials, but ultimately I did want to see if the NYX products were affordable dupes of the Makeup Forever products because, for example, this concealer, $5 at Ulta. This concealer, $27 at Sephora. Now, as for the foundations, like I said, the Makeup Forever one is $43, but the NYX one is actually $17. So we're getting into that mid-range price territory, which I think is interesting because obviously NYX is something that I think most people would consider a drugstore brand, especially when they do put out other products like the concealer for under $5. So I really do think that they're trying to push this as more of a professional product, which is why it's interesting to me to try it out next to the Makeup Forever one. So today I did do half of my face with one brand and half of my face with the other. Can you guess which one's which? And I did this experiment for the first time a few days ago, and I did film updates throughout the day to kind of give you my first impressions. So I'm going to show that to you right now, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you my overall conclusions about whether or not these are all dupes of each other. All right, see you soon. Hey everyone, so it is now 2:44 in the afternoon. I wanted to do this a little earlier, but I was just so busy. Anyway, I did the left side of my face with Makeup Forever foundation, the Ultra HD foundation, as well as the Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealer. And I did the right side of my face with the NYX HD foundation and HD concealer. So my first impressions about these are that they are very, very close in coverage and finish. So with both foundations, I'm getting a satin finish, so there is a little bit of luminosity to it, but it's definitely not dewy. But on the other hand, it's not completely matte, which I like. It's a very natural skin finish. It gives you a little bit of a glow while keeping things under control as far as oil. And both of them are completely full coverage. So both concealers and both foundations from each brand just covered up all of my acne spots and redness. So as you can see, I'm loving how my face looks right now. I didn't do any color correcting actually, so this is all just the Makeup Forever and NYX products. So I'll probably check in another couple hours just to see how they're wearing throughout the day. I also noticed that the effect on my pores kind of a little bit blurred on both sides, not too much of a difference. So this is kind of looking good as far as a dupe alert goes. So I will see you soon. Welcome back. So it is now 5:10, so it's been a few hours now, and I haven't been super active, but I've been moving around a lot because I'm just working on projects. And right now my coverage is still really great. It's still there. I actually did have kind of equal amounts of problem areas to cover on both sides of my face. I have hyperpigmentation just like right on my cheeks on both sides, a lot of stuff on my chin and my forehead right now. So I am getting a pretty good gauge in coverage that it's working for both sides pretty equally. The one thing that I'm noticing now that it's been a few hours, and because I do have combo skin, I'm feeling a little bit more oil come through on the NYX side than on the Makeup Forever side. So as a reminder, I did not use any primer with this, and I didn't set it with any powder. So I'm really just getting a feel for how the products work on their own, and I just feel a slight oiliness kind of starting in my nose area on the NYX side. The Makeup Forever side still feels like it did when I first applied it, where it's, you know, there's a skin finish. It's not dry or oily or dewy. It's pretty natural feeling, but I do feel a little bit of oil coming through right here. Not so much on my forehead and not so much on my chin, so that's good. So I'm gonna give it another couple hours and I will update you with more info when I notice anything else happening. Okay, so I really have no decent lighting when it's nighttime in my apartment, but it is about 9 o'clock right now and both sides of foundation are still going strong. The first big difference that I've seen, besides the oiliness that I saw earlier, which never got worse by the way, it was just that little moment of oiliness, but what I have seen is that my NYX side actually held on to my blush and bronzer a little bit better than the Makeup Forever side, which is really interesting to me. Other than that, the coverage has stayed the same. They have both faded a little bit. You can definitely start to see a tiny bit of discoloration peek through underneath the concealer and foundation, but still holding very strong. And to be completely honest, with the price difference and not that much of a difference in performance, NYX is pretty much winning at this one, so there you go. And we're back. So as you can see throughout the day, I was not seeing too much difference in the NYX side and the Makeup Forever side. Now, the one thing that I did notice, like you saw, was that the NYX side did get a little bit more oily right around my nose in the T-zone area because I do have combo skin, whereas the Makeup Forever pretty much kept its finish, kept oil at bay while maintaining the satin finish. Coverage on both sides, really great. Medium to full, depending on how much you layer it up, and the coverage did last throughout the day. But even by the end of the day where I was looking for differences, besides the skin tone shade, because the NYX one is far too dark for me, I really didn't see too much of a difference. Now with the Makeup Forever products being a little bit more drier than the NYX ones, I did find that it was easier to blend blush on top of my Makeup Forever side. So even today, I used the City Color Timeless Beauty palette, which is actually coming out on March 1st, and the blush on this side was a lot easier to blend out and it just kind of was easier to build up, whereas on the NYX side I felt like it went on really strong and it was hard for me to blend out because this was taking a little bit more time to dry down and just had a tad more dewiness to it. So are these dupes? In my opinion, yes. I think the NYX products give a very similar end product as the Makeup Forever products and could even work out better depending on your skin type. If you have combo skin like me, you'll probably appreciate the fact that the Makeup Forever products have that more dry texture but finish off with a satin matte finish just because it does help control the oil. But the NYX products are a little bit more dewier, so if you have dry skin, you might actually like these better. I think the one really big downside to the NYX products is the shade selection, and that's where Makeup Forever really has them beat. The foundation only came in 6 shades, and the concealer also had a pretty limited range, but if you're used to like a Makeup Forever quality but you need more of a NYX price, then it's definitely worth the spend. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this dupe detective video. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up and let me know in the comments if there's other dupes you want me to explore or debunk, and maybe this could become like a thing. Also, I have an international giveaway going on. Don't know if you know it, but it's my first. I announced it last week on Instagram, but there are still several days to enter. It ends on March 3rd. You can be from anywhere in the world to participate, and you will win a huge e.l.f. grab bag. So this bag is full of a bunch of e.l.f. goodies. There's like 18 to 20 products in here with a huge brush kit as well. So really fun prize, and I just wanted to find a way to say thank you to all of my subscribers that aren't necessarily in the US, but if you are in the US, you can still join in on this giveaway as well too. So enter that, link in the description. You do have to be following me on Instagram, so do that first, just a little tip, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Alright, here's like a noticeably wavy part of my hair, so let's just take a moment and really pay attention here. I'm gonna lift this up.